So I get so excited whenever I see somebody new that I haven't seen before coming into Fire Emblem Heroes. And whenever I saw Fiora, I was just ecstatic, and I went to all the wikis, and I learned so much about her. And really, my discovery of what to do with her was just as much as a roller coaster ride as reading her backstory. And that doesn't really start off too well. So is she worth using, or is she just gonna be some meme fodder for you? Let's talk about that. I mean, to start off with, she's so boring. Not only is she just boring stat-wise, but we already have, like, 3 other units that are very darn close to what her stat line is. It's just not that exciting. There's some trade-offs here, and the trade-offs aren't even that big. So, I mean, she has a nice resistance, but it's not even the best that you can find. As a matter of fact, that which I won't say, because every time I say her name, even if I say it right, other people jump on me, so I won't. She has a better resistance. Other people have a better attack. Other people have better everything. So, where does she fit? So, first of all, she's free. That's nice. So, let's go ahead and take a look at her default kit, because this gives you some idea of how you're supposed to use her. Her parasol is a pretty neat weapon. It's the only thing that's new about her. And whenever the enemy has a penalty on them, she gets a nice bonus to that initiation. It's not even just initiation to any fight, which is great. That means that you could either worry about putting the penalty on someone or put her in a team where other people are applying the penalty. But then I like to take a look at the rest of her kit. You see that she has that link skill in her B slot. So whenever she uses her swap that she comes with, she's going to get that boost to her speed and resistance. And then, of course, she does have her own attack smoke, so that's not that hard to come by really anymore. However, if you need to be able to apply your own penalty, it's there. So here's what I propose. Go ahead and just make a budget version of her, first of all. You can go ahead and give her Fury, you can give her Renewal as the seal slot, and then you're off to the races. Give her Moonbow. She doesn't have a high enough strength to really worry about Glimmer. If you're going to try to stack a bunch of stats on top of her, then yeah, go with Glimmer. It's gonna, it'll do better for you once you get to like 57, 58 attack on her. Otherwise, don't bother. Just give her Moonbow, let her phone it in, and she's going to be an okay unit that's just going to take a hit. Now, this is not the first unit that we have that's a red flyer even that can take a hit for you. The thing is that whenever you have her, first of all, like I said before, she's free, right? It's free defense. And so on top of that, you have this nice unit that's going to be able to intercept things, including dragons. She has a good enough resistance to block the dragons, and if you reposition her or swap her or do something so that she's on the front line with that buff, between that and the Fury bonus going to everything, and hopefully you're applying a negative to everybody you can so that she gets that additional buff. Now, there's more exciting things to do with our boring girl. And they all involved her getting punched in the face. I'm sorry. I'm not a mean guy. I'm just telling the truth. So let's just talk about some enemy face stuff. And the first thing I want to do is really, let's get rid of this stupid umbrella. Get rid of it. Go ahead and give her Armor Slayer. Now, this is funny because it looks like I'm making a comparison to that which I cannot pronounce. However, when it comes down to it, she's going to have a little bit of extra leverage that I can't pronounce can't do. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Give her the Armor Slayer. Give her a Defense Refine, okay? You want the Defense Refine. It's important. That helps you stop the majority of armors from killing you. Okay? You need to have that. That is super important. Otherwise, go on down the rest of her skill set here. Go ahead and give her Darting Stance, Renewal in the B slot so she can recover things a little bit, and then Speed and Resistance Bond as her seal. Now, the reason why I do this is because she doesn't have amazing hit points. She has okay hit points for a flyer, but they're still not good, so she's gonna become panicked. If you have that link, Speed and Resistance there, you're gonna go ahead and just end up with a whopping penalty, and that's bad. So go ahead and get rid of that. Put in the Speed and Resistance Bond skill from the C slot, or from the seal slot. Did it again. And so what you do is that you go ahead and use her to pull somebody more important out of the way, okay? You don't initiate with anybody. You go up there and you pull somebody behind you, and then you stand there and you take a punch to the face. Because here's the deal, is that the area should be probably clear or clear enough, because you just had some squishy mage or something like that go up there, or archer, and plink somebody. Now you reposition them out of the way. You put poor Fiora there, and she's going to be able to take the blow. Not to mention if it's armor coming at her, and with the A slot that I chose here, the darting stance, it's easy to get to. This is almost pretty much another budget build. It's just a little more difficult to get this stuff. It takes more effort. But when it comes down to it, she is a really good armor counter. She has problems scaling, so if you are keeping her at +0, you're definitely going to need to rely on flyer buffs in order to keep her competitive once the enemies start scaling up with the pluses. But, I mean, at least it's a viable option. She does this better than Tobin, for God's sakes. And all you gotta do is just make sure that you have that buff on her whenever, by having somebody stand next to her in order for all of this to work. Now, if you don't want to do that with her seal slot, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you could sort of configure things. You know, you could just flip the seal in the B slot, since, you know, you could do that. But here's another option for you if you want to go ahead and still run something like that. You could go ahead and keep your darting stance in the A slot and your speed and resistance link in the B slot. Go ahead and give her a brazen attack defense. This is going to be nice because now she has the option to be able to continue to either do a little bit of initiation or maybe even block a second or third unit that comes after her. This is really crucial. It's actually just enough on both ends for it to make a difference. Not every unit really benefits too well from the brazen skills, but she does because of her really flat, boring stat line. It helps out so much. So go ahead and do something like this. But if you want something that really is big-brained, here's a build for you. This is my preference, okay? We're just going to do all the bonding, and we're going to have attack and speed bond in the A slot, the attack and defense bond in the S slot. Yeah, I know, hold on. We'll keep the speed and resistance link, and then go ahead and give her the defensive wave, preferably. You can go with something else. You can go with attack. That's useful. You can go with speed if you really have that fodder, but I mean, the defensive wave is what we want here. You're going to use her the exact same way. You're going to always want to make sure somebody's by her. You're going to use her to pull somebody more important out of the way so that she can block things. She is a stupidly good tank in this case. She's no Red Baruka or anything like that. However, she does the job super well. It's hard for things to punch through. This one hits a little higher than her pay grade would suggest. This is what you want to do if you want your roller coaster ride to finish on a good note and you say again, again. However, if you're done with the amusement park, phone it in with the budget version, do whatever, fodder her off. Show me your memes, that would be great. I would like to see what units you put the parasol on, because I don't carry umbrellas. I don't really know what that has to do with anything.